we welcome you back to Newsmax Now. I'm John Bachman, Miranda Khan. It's time for our Rehash segment where we take you through what's trending on Twitter and social media, the Twitter, some folks call it.
Tweet, tweet, tweet away. Americans united under the hashtag Boston Strong at yesterday's marathon. Take a look. Boston Marathon bombing survivor Rebecca Gregory inspired many as she crossed the finish line. Great to see that. This morning, she tweeted out, "The finish line was just the beginning because this is the start of the rest of my life, and I'm going into it stronger than ever."
And I don't know if you got a chance to see the video of her crossing the finish line and breaking down there.
Just
amazing to
tore you
watch. It's emotional, but inspiring at the same time. And, when you're sitting on the couch, don't want to exercise, and you see these folks out there running a marathon with prosthetic limbs, really inspiring stuff. So it was great to see her and all the other victims too who were there yesterday participating in the event as well as last year. Really inspiring to see. And we'll talk about this a little bit more coming up in the next hour. We have Ed Berliner with us. All right, let's move on with everybody's support on social media. It was also flooded with images of the way Americans were going Boston Strong, some painting their toenails, as you see right here with Run Boston Strong in 26.2. Right there, we assume that's at Fenway Park. Also, some folks wearing the colors in a very bespoke fashion. Whoever that gentleman was, I applaud him on his commemoration of the event and also his style fashion. And even cats getting into this, of course, as they like to do on the internet there. And folks tweeting out there along the course. I heard another finisher say yesterday that they don't think there was one portion of the race where there was not somebody out there from the city of Boston or from the surrounding suburban areas cheering them on throughout the entire process, through the whole race.
And I love that image that we just showed at the flag and seeing that little girl with her hand reaching out. Those were some of the images that were retweeted the most. Governor Mike Huckabee took time also to recognize one marathoner's hard work, tweeting this: "Congratulations to Alice on your Boston Marathon finish. Hard work truly pays off." Alice Stewart served as Huckabee's spokesperson during his last presidential campaign.
Also today we mentioned this is the beginning of the Boston Marathon penalty phase for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, the bombing trial there. You can see protesters gathering outside the federal courthouse. I think we had that there. You can see them lining up. This is also a big deal on social media yesterday. Extra death penalty protesters outside the federal courthouse as we begin the penalty phase. This was today. This is Dan Housel. He's a reporter for 7 News there in Boston, a local NBC affiliate, I believe. So we've heard this debate about the death penalty in this case. We've heard some folks here on Newsmax TV say this could be the tipping point because we have victims, including the parents of the youngest victim.
Who want life.
Yeah, Martin Richard, they are saying it's time for life in prison for this guy.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, but any bets on what you think? I think they're going to go for life in prison.
I have no idea how this is going to go, quite frankly, Miranda. I mean,
we'll have to get Ed Berliner's take on that. He's going to be joining us shortly on
very shortly for the top of the next hour. We're getting ready to reset here. This has been the first hour of America's Forum. I'm sorry, Newsmax Now. We're still getting used to the changes here.
It's so new we don't even know what the name of the show is.
And
it's Newsmax Now.
We ask your patience as we progress here. We're going to be moving in more into the prime time hours, and we also had J.D. Hayworth on our show. He'll be starting a new show 1 week from today called Newsmax Prime with J.D. Hayworth, starting at 8 p.m.
Sense. Prime time, there you go. It's going to be premiering Tuesday, April 28th, 8 o'clock in the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the Pacific.
All right, Steve Malsberg and the Daily Wrap, as well as Ed Berliner will also be moving into prime time as well. We'll be here holding down the fort during the middle of the day, bringing you the latest headlines and stories as they develop. So it's been a pleasure being with you here today. We got much more to come here on the program. We're going to be taking a look at the Loretta Lynch hearing in more detail coming up. There's been this deal worked out: human trafficking bill, abortion, and the next Attorney General, presumably of the United States, all wrapped into this debate playing out in Washington. There was some sort of breakthrough on the human trafficking portion of this bill that is going to allow for Loretta Lynch's nomination to move forward. It's been a hotly contested issue, so we'll see what plays out there on Capitol Hill today.
And some strong criticism aimed at Harry Reid, who doesn't seem to mind anymore.
Well, Harry Reid has said he's not going to run for re-election, and he's come out swinging ever since, and probably going to play the same role he played back in 2012, where he's willing to say almost anything from the floor of the Senate to help out his party, that being the Democrats. All right, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back here very soon for the second hour of Newsmax Now. John Bachman, Miranda Khan will be joined by Ed Berliner after some news headlines coming up at the top of the hour. Stay with us.